You have anything to say?
Let's see.
Huh?
She's just being a wonderful interpreter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you understand what she said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She asked about Asupa. That she said her contemplation of Asupa doesn't seem to have any impact on her mind. And I say, well, Asupa only have impact when you have sexual desire. When there's no sexual desire, then the contemplation of Asupa doesn't have any impact. Like if you don't have a headache, if you take a painkiller, it doesn't make any. There's no difference. But when you have a headache and you take some aspirin, then you feel the difference. It's the same way when you have this sexual desire and you contemplate on Asupa, it can suppress or eliminate the sexual desire from the mind. So when you don't have it yet, you have to first prepare, do the groundwork, do the homework, contemplate so it becomes instantaneous when you need it. Once you can instantaneously recall this Asupa images, then you should try to arouse your sexual desire to test whether you have this Asupa to suppress it or not. Because sometimes you don't have sexual desire. It doesn't mean you have lost them. Maybe your physical condition or
Getting old.
or
I told you buy some porn video.
yeah. So you have to look at
test it.
Yeah, test whether. Yeah. Then when you have this desire, can you suppress it? Because this sexual desire sometimes is very devious.
Yeah.
You don't know whether you really have lost it or not. You have to at least know that if they should come up, if it should come up, you should be able to always get rid of it. And the tools to get rid of it is the Asupa. You can instantaneously think of all the organs of the body, the corpses. The body turns into corpse. Then you won't have any problems. This problem usually arises for people who keep the 8 precepts of monks who have to maintain this purity, and they're not allowed to be near the opposite sex. So this can sort of pressure the sexual desire to come up. So monks have to always try to contemplate on Asupa to suppress or to eliminate this sexual desire. But for lay people, sometimes you have other way of enjoying yourself without having to have sex. You can enjoy yourself by having food or drinks, entertainment, going places. So maybe this sexual desire is put in the back burner more or less. So you don't feel the pressure to have to contemplate on the Asupa, because you can still be happy without having sex. Right? But with monk, even going to places to drink or to enjoy through all the senses, this is all what you call prohibited. Then the pressure will build up. So when a monk sees see a woman, maybe it will suddenly just arise. And if he doesn't have any Asupa contemplation, he'll just keep thinking about that woman, that image that aroused, and then eventually he find that he can no longer remain in rope. Have you heard of Ajahn Chah's, one of Ajahn Chah's monks who ordained for about 40 years?
And recently?
Yeah, he's a Japanese monk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He came into close contact with a woman, and he doesn't have this protection, I guess. So instead of trying to get rid of her, he kept on continuing on more contact, more relationship, and he eventually just find it impossible for him to remain as a monk. So he has to disrobe, and after he disrobed, they got married or they lived together. That's because he doesn't see the asubha in that body. Every time he sees that body, he sees the attractiveness of that body, not the repulsiveness of that body.
What about using the asubha practice for just preparing for letting go of the body, for death?
That is more or less the what you call death contemplation, the end of the body. That's different. That's different. But you can use a similar object like corpses. This is where the body will eventually become when it dies. So you have to tell your mind that eventually you're gonna have to lose this body, and this body will then become corpses. If you leave it in the cemetery, it will slowly deteriorate, disintegrate, return to the four elements. The water will separate, the air and the fire will separate, and all that is left is just the earth element. Like you leave the body long enough, it becomes dry, and then eventually broken into pieces and become dust. That is the path of the body, the future of the body. So we have to remind us that we don't live this body don't live forever, and we have to be willing to let it go when it happens. Because if we don't want to let it go, then we will hurt ourselves mentally. The things that hurt the mind is the desire of the mind to cling to things like the body. But everything that the mind clings to, it will eventually have to be gone, or the mind will have to be apart from those things that it clings to. So if you don't want to hurt your mind, yourself, then you must let go of everything. In order to let go, you have to constantly contemplate on anicca, which means impermanent. Everything is temporary. Everything will eventually be gone from you, or you will be gone from them. See? If you contemplate and remind yourself when things happen, you can accept the truth. But if you don't think when it happens, you're not prepared, you're not ready, because you still cling to it, you still want that thing. See? And if you want it so bad, it will hurt you. See? So the reason for us to contemplate on impermanence or death is just to maybe gradually or instantly maybe to teach the mind to let go, not to cling to anything. Because clinging will hurt the mind when things have to leave you, or you have to leave them. This is contemplation of anicca on the body, or on things that you attach to, like maybe your possession. Besides your body, you still cling to some other thing, because you find happiness from having them.
Oh, I think I will.
You will what?
Or I think I would if I had it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason why we have things because we feel that these things make us happy. See, and once they make you happy, you don't want to lose them. When you lose them, you feel unhappy. You feel sad. Some people, if they lose something that they love a lot, they might not be able to go on living. They're contemplating on killing themselves. That's because they feel there's nothing left for them to exist. There's no happiness, when you lose everything. Especially when you lose the body's ability to do things to make you happy. People, when they get old, get sick, sometimes they contemplating on killing themselves. But killing the body doesn't solve the problem. See? The problem is your desire for things. The desire to use the body as a means of acquiring things to make you happy. The way to solve this problem is to stop relying or using the body as the instrument or the tool to make you happy. And in order to be happy without relying on the body, you have to make your mind calm and peaceful. You have to practice meditation. If you have samadhi or calm, then the mind becomes happy in itself. Then you don't need to have the body or anything else, anything to make you happy. Because you can be happy without having to have anything. But you need to have a calm mind. The mind that stops grasping for things, stop desiring for things. When the mind becomes calm, all this desiring and grasping and wishes, wanting will disappear. Then you don't feel you need anything. That's what we have to meditate. And in order to meditate, we have to temporarily give up all the things that we used to rely on to make us happy. Like going to movies, going to parties.
That's easy.
Yeah.
That's not difficult.
What is
Those
difficult?
aren't the things that are difficult. It's the ideas about what I think. I still go out. It's for it's as the Dhamma is becoming more of the way I think. Well, I'm becoming more skillful at that, going to that. It's easier, but like even at the monastery where I stay, it's wanting to be a part of that. I mean, it's all the same things that you are in the world, but you can do the same things. You want the teacher's attention. You want. It's just
still desiring.
It's the same, but it's that
different
kind of
object,
desire,
different object of desire, but it's still desire.
Still the desire.
Because the Buddha said there are three kinds of desire. Mm-hmm. Desire for the sensual gratification. I mean, you might not have any problem with this, but there's desire to become or to be accepted, to be something, somebody. Or the third one is not to be, not to be mistreated, not to be, forgotten or something, or not to get old, not to get sick, or not to die. These are the third type of desire, the negative desire. To be and not to be, the desire to be and the desire not to be, and the desire for the sense pleasure, sensual pleasure, to see, to hear things, to make you happy by doing these things. So different people might have different issues with this desire. For some, like you say, for you no problem as far as going out to parties or that kind of thing. For you, maybe your age, you've been through that already.
There's just certain things.
Maybe it's more intellectual thing that you desire for. But you still desire.
Yeah. And then the other part of again, I know in my meditation there's this desire to get there, and not to be just there.
Just to be here.
Yeah, just to be with this process, and it's that's like it's becoming too, I guess. So that's
the desire to become can block your getting there. See? It's okay to have the initial desire to practice, but once you start practicing, you have to forget about that initial desire, and then only concentrate on the process of making it happen. But you keep desiring because you feel you're not getting there. That's because you're not doing the process. You forget the process. You just keep thinking about the end, the result of the process, but you're not thinking about doing it. You just want to get it, and it's not like object in which you want it, you can just go to the store and buy it. But that is still a process. Yes, you have to go to the store and buy. So if you want to have peace and calm, you just have to be alone and concentrating on one object. Don't think about other things. Just focus on one object. Keep the mind focused. Then you can use this ability to focus to sit in meditation and to get the mind enter into calm. This is something you have to do all day long. So from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep, you have to continually restrain your mind from going everywhere. Just bring it back to one point, one place. You can use a mantra, you can use your body, something to focus your mind or concentrate your mind. If you can do this when you sit, you can bring the mind to enter into samadhi, into calm. And once the mind becomes calm, you achieve what you want. Peace of mind, happiness, bliss, whatever you call it. Contentment. Contentment. Samadhi is actually a temporary nibbana. Nibbana is what you call continuous calm, endless. With samadhi, it's only temporarily. When you enter into samadhi, you find that peace and calm, but you can only remain in that state for a while, but not all the time. After you withdraw, you come back to your previous state. You start to think, and then your mind starts to become restless and agitated. So when you come out of samadhi, you want to continue on focusing your mind, restraining your mind from thinking aimlessly. This way will prevent your mind from becoming restless. And you can then go back, and after you have done what you have to do. Sometimes when you're in samadhi, you have to come out because you have things to do. Like for your body, you may have to go to the restroom, or drink, or eat, or whatever. But once you finish with whatever you have to do, then you want to go back into samadhi again. Try to go in there as much as possible until you become proficient. You can enter into samadhi at any time. But that is only the first part. The second part is how to maintain your peace of mind after you come out of samadhi permanently. If you use mindfulness, you have to constantly focus on it. Focus your mind to keep it from becoming restless or agitated. But if you use vipassana or insight, this insight will protect the mind from becoming restless or agitated, because it will eliminate the source of our restlessness and agitation, which is our desire. Insight or vipassana will tell you that everything that you think is good for you is actually bad for you. So once you see that everything that you desire for is bad for you, then you will stop desiring for them. Because why are they bad for you? Because they are impermanent, they are temporary. They might be good for you briefly, but after a while things will change. Things that make you happy could turn out to make you unhappy. So everything is like that. Everything will change or will disappear. Maybe the happiness from getting what you want, once you have got it, then that good feeling will disappear in a few days, and what you have doesn't mean anything to you anymore. You got to have something more or better. So if you have vipassana or insight, you will see that everything is temporary. They are like a mirage, really. They seem real, but when you have it, they don't seem to be like what you think before you have it. Before you have it, you think it's everything, But once you have it, you say, it's no big deal. So it's your mind that making up the picture, the greatness of things, when in fact everything is not that great.
I think mirage is a good analogy.
Mm-hmm. The Buddha said everything is like bubbles. They come and go. You cannot hold on to anything for long. Everything is fleeting, transient. So if you can see this, and you cannot control them, you cannot tell them to be like this all the time. Someday when you have this good feeling, you can say, oh, I have wanted this good feeling all the time. You cannot do that. Sooner or later it will evolve into something else. So if you have this insight to the nature of things around you, the things that you desire for, that they are not really that good, they in fact will hurt you one day, because they will change or they will disappear. So it's better not to have them. It's better to come back and have your samadhi. So once you have got rid of your desire, then there will be nothing to disturb your samadhi, your peace of mind. Once you have got rid of all your desire, then your samadhi will be continuous, without having to enter into samadhi. You can be sitting normally like this, and your mind can be peaceful and calm as if you are in samadhi. That's what the Buddha called nibbana, the permanent state of calm, regardless of what happened. The mind is not being affected by them, because the mind doesn't have any desire for anything. The mind has got rid of the desire for the body. Right now we have the desire for the body to be strong, to be healthy, to live forever. But the mind finds that with insight, you know that that's impossible. The body will get sick, get old, and die. So this is vipassana, see things as they are. But the delusion will create this deception to make you think that the body is good and it will last. But it doesn't. So when you know that the body will die, then you stop relying on using the body for your happiness. Once you stop relying the body, then you can let go of the body. Whatever happens to the body will not matter. Right now it does matter because you still rely on your body. If you have little wrinkles, you start to worry.
Yeah. Don't want to get old. But on the way to go to Samadhi, Master, it's not easy to do. When we try, when we try to sit and focus on it, and then my mind goes anywhere.
That's why you have to be mindful all day long. You have to focus on one thing. Putto, putto all day long.
Putto, putto, and then go another way.
Come back, bring it back, keep bringing it back to putto, putto. When you start doing it, it's like a tug of war. Your mind wants to go one way, your putto wants it to come the other way. So if putto wins, then it will come back. If putto loses, then it will go all around the world.
So if my mind has, instead of, I know if I'm less concentrated than I was. My mind is worse now. The thoughts are...
Because you're not controlling it.
Because I let it go.
You let it go. You have to restrain it.
And I just don't want, maybe because of other things that I don't want to see, or... I told you about the monastery.
It's your desire, see?
Yes.
Your desire. Desire to be free, to think, to be able to think anything, do anything you want to do. But this desire, this freedom actually hurt you more than helps you. See, that's the delusion in the world today. People feel that they have to do what they want to do. That's freedom, and then they will be happy. But they don't know that the happiness that they get is only briefly. Mm-hmm. Once they have it, they don't mean anything anymore. You have to have something more all the time. Or you do it and then they disappear right away. Mm-hmm. You go to a party, you have fun. The next day it disappears. So the next day you have to go to another party. So you have to keep chasing all these things all the time, because they are temporary happiness. And eventually you'll run out of steam, run out of money, or run out of ability to chase this kind of happiness. Yeah, and you want to kill yourself. So, because you're not happy, you cannot do what you want to do anymore. But if you can make your mind peaceful and calm, then you don't have to do anything, and you can be happy, much happier than doing everything that you used to do. So try to restrain your mind. Forget about freedom. That's the delusional idea, really. The real thing is, the real freedom is to restrain your mind. Because when you can restrain your mind, you'll find another kind of freedom. Freedom from desire. The freedom to do what your desire wants you to do is bad for you, let's put it that way. There are two kinds of freedom. Freedom to do what you want to do, and freedom to stop you from doing anything. Yeah. That is better. To have the freedom to not to do anything, not to be pressured by your desire. Then you can just sit here comfortably and not have to do anything. You can be happy. You don't need anything.
Not stick for something, not stick with something.
Huh?
Not stick it. Not worry about something.
Because you have nothing to worry. Because you have nothing. You have nothing to lose. When you have nothing, you have nothing to lose. When you have something, you have something to lose. Because everything is impermanent. Everything is temporary. Okay, I have to switch back to the Thai mode.